Huge good evening to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxchair. This evening on the show is my two muckers, Big Stevie and Southside. How we doing, gentlemen?
Evening, Ox. Good evening, everyone listening in this evening. It's good to be back on my big mucker, Stevie, for the drum. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, people. Good evening to the Techie boys. Welcome to the big station, Seven Nation. Yes, Dream Team Wednesday's back. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you, Southside?
Aye, good, mate. Aye, had a good wee day today, aye. Productive.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to enlighten us?
No, I would thought I'd just leave that to you to just try and make a mess of it now, no?
Not at all, mate. Not at all. All I know is the last I heard you were getting whipped. It's snooker we all bear.
Listen, that was the very final game.
Mm-hmm.
He beat me. He did. Mm-hmm. But I beat me first. It was a draw today. It was a draw. I know you did it.
It was your last game, mate.
I know.
Yeah, anyway, how are you, Stevie boy?
I'm back in the solids. I think you do, yes. Everything's all good, yes. Mm-hmm.
Look forward to a refreshment tomorrow evening, watching the Teddy Bears.
Oh, no, we drank, no.
You know the cry, Southside, oh, never again.
I know, it's the only guy I know that might get a one-match domestic ban and he's not even a member of a bus.
Never, ever touch that tequila rose again, big man.
I know, I was just drinking it out the bottle, actually, you've got a problem with it.
Anyway, as long as you enjoyed yourself and there was no accidents, you're all right, mate. You're all right. You live to tell the tale, eh?
That's it. What happens in Edinburgh stays in Edinburgh, I hope, no?
Always.
It doesn't help you can load the radio and let everybody know.
I done it because I know what kind of people that I call friends would have done. They'd have let them know, so I'm better on letting them know before anybody else. But anyway.
All right. Okay, right. Oh, no, we'll not go back the way. We'll look forward if that's all right with you two gentlemen, because let's be honest, we're building up a massive game. We win the game tomorrow night. Tall ass, difficult tie. We can do it. We know we can do it. But we're in the quarterfinals of a European competition. Who was the last Scottish club to do that, Southside?
Us as always, you've been flying the flag, mate, in the last wee while in Europe. We've got nothing to fear tomorrow night. You know, we're at home. We know they're up against a decent team, but we can beat them, Ox, you know, and we haven't got our strongest team on the park. That's the issue that we've got. But to win tomorrow night and pick them out and get us into the next round of Europe, it'll be a fantastic result for the club and the players.
Aye, well, obviously the revenue's important, but the prestige. So we were the last club to do it. Who was the last club to do it before that, Stevie, in Scotland?
They're famous.
Yeah, there's a bit of a theme here, mate, isn't there?
There certainly is. I believe since 2017, Ox, well, 24 wins, 7 draws and 3 losses. Aye,
Can I ask you what you got your stats for?
Southside.
He's just stole, for everybody listening, he's just stole his stats. Southside.
I read his bit of paper. I was looking at the desk and I said,
Southside.
I know, it's disgusting. Take that stat off me, isn't it? Shocking, but aye, that is the start, and it's good start, isn't it? No, listen, it's like you say, it's getting the kudos into the club, puts us back in the map in Europe, Hawks, and just for a disputable penalty and an own goal, where if came away last week with a far better result. So we've just got to go again and hope that we start quick, fast, and we just get right in about them, and we just hopefully keep the back door shut. And we'll get ourselves through. As long as we create chances, I'm sure somebody will come along and take one or two. And I think Ibrox will be rocking tomorrow night as well. Looking forward to it. And I'm sure as long as the support keep it up and the players are performing on the park, then it'll just carry us right through for the whole night, mate. You know, so we're really looking forward to it. I
hope so. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hear for the gaffer. The press conference, Mr. Fox has worked his wonders on it. It's not the full press conference, but it's the top bits for the day. And then we'll get the phone lines open, because obviously there's a lot to talk about with a big, massive game coming up tomorrow night. If that's all right with you two gentlemen.
That sounds like a plan, man. Get
it
done after it. Yep.
All right, let's hear for our gaffer, Prince Philip. Come on.
Philippe, you mentioned Todd Cantwell returns. Is he fit to play from the beginning, and how big a boost is it to have him involved at all?
He's ready to play an amount of minutes. What's always discussed with the medical staff, and they give me their idea about that, and I follow that already for 5 months. So he's clearly not ready for 90 minutes. Then it's to decide, is it starting? Is it not starting? I don't want to give away too much. But we know the amount of minutes that he can play. And he feels good. He was good in the training also, so I'm happy to see him back. I will then answer the rest of your questions before already. Dujon will not be in a selection. It's a minor thing, but it's too big risk to let him play, to make it more serious. So we will see towards Sunday if it will be possible or not, the next couple of days. And Ros McCausland still has problems, like you guys saw at hips. He came in, he played for some minutes, but then he get more and more problem because there's still blood in his calf because of the hard tackle that he get. So he did one part of the training that you guys saw. Afterwards, he was out also because we cannot force that too much. We will see tomorrow how he is, if he feels better or not, if he can be in the selection or not.
Where does your confidence come from that the squad can continue to deal with injury and availability issues and ultimately come through this one tomorrow?
Because they've proven that so many times already. And because the feeling I get every day that when I step into the dressing room, the dynamic that's there, the will that's there, and every day that I see on the training ground. So players starting, players not starting, there's no difference. Players playing in another position, there's no difference. They all give their best with all the capacities they have for the team. And like this, we have won already a lot of games this season against good opponents also. We proven that also last Thursday. So we will continue in that way. And what I said already a few times to the group and a lot of times to you guys, that's for me crucial. That mentality to be there for the team and not only for yourself. They understand it now, and I will be tough on that to see if somebody steps out of that story, he puts himself out of the story. But until now, in 5 months, I didn't have to do that one time. Sometimes as a manager, you need to react in a moment that happens and put an example. But they didn't give me a chance for that until now.
The home advantage, in what way does that change the game, or in what way do you expect a similar challenge to what you faced last week?
I don't know if it will change the game that much. We will see. It's also not so important to change the game because we played a really good game in Benfica. And we could have won that game also. Because if you don't get this penalty against before halftime, it's maybe another game. But those are the circumstances you don't have control of. What will help a lot is our fans are amazing. They give so much energy to the team, and that can help to go above your level, to make this final sprint, to block a shot, to make a decisive action, that you have this extra energy. And that's what I'm counting on also, that the fans from the first second until the last second go full for the team. And it's a little bit pity for us that rules are changed. I think it was last season or the season before. I think last season in Europe, because normally a 2-2 result, if you have a 0-0 or a 1-1, you qualify. It's not the case. So it's going to be a really interesting game, and both teams will play to win.
You say you're not sure if the Ibrox crowd will change the game too much. What kind of game do you want to see yourself? Would you like to see another...
I want to see a game that we win.
By any means necessary? You want to see an open game, a game that you control, a tight game? How are you envisaging it?
I don't really care about that, because that depends also from the opponent, what they are doing. We're not the only team on the field. But going out with 70% ball possession, you don't like, then I prefer to have the ball less, but to win the game.
In terms of, you said that you need to be above your level, to go through. Do you think it needs to be the biggest, best performance of the season? Is that what you required from your players?
That depends also of the opponent. If we need to be better than in Lisbon. So we're only busy with ourselves and getting the best out of ourselves in the team, to focus on ourselves. Also, in all the way with training, we're like 80% focused on ourselves, what we're going to do, how we're going to score goals, and 20% how we can stop teams. Of course, against a team as Benfica with all their qualities, you need to have a lot of attention, because they have so many players who can make the difference. So all the players need to know every detail. They have the experience also out of the first game. That's already an advantage, I think. And we need to continue in that way. So, like I said before, Lisbon, we would not park the bus there, like a lot of teams are doing against them. We didn't do that, so we will not do it in Ibrox. But you need to be efficient. It's a top game with top quality on both sides, so it will be decided in details. So you need to take the details to your side.
Have you managed a team in a European quarter-final before?
Quarter-final. Not as a manager, yes, as assistant. With Bruges, we went to Europa League quarter-final. So no, it's a good challenge. Thanks for reminding me. That's a new one then. But I'm still a young manager.
What I meant was, it would be quite an achievement. I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but you came here to do new things. So for the club and for yourself, how are you going to achieve
that says enough that I didn't realize that, to be honest. So no, I'm totally not busy with that. I'm busy with the boys and making every game a better game, letting everybody more understand what we need in every game. And it depends also of the opponent, where spaces can be found. We're really focused in that a lot. And I want to see a team grow. And I'm getting joy about seeing them grow. I get joy out of seeing our fans getting excited, like it is now. It's crazy that you can sell your stadium 3 times when you have 51,000 people. So those are the exciting things, not that I get a quarter-final or a semi-final or whatever. It's not so important for me.
You've talked about the quality and the resources that Benfica have got. In terms of the challenge to you and your coaching staff, have you treated these 2 games any different from a normal league game, for instance?
Was it different there? No. No, if we play against Dumbarton or we play against Benfica, the preparation is the same. Of course, there are different details where you focus on with the team, because you expect some scenario in the game and how they play and how we need to play and where we can find spaces. But the preparation is never different, never.
Philippe, can I ask about players like James who've taken the squad to a Europa League final before? How key will that experience be in your squad tomorrow night?
Not only tomorrow night, it's been key from the beginning. I talked about that a few times when the questions came. It was really important for me also when I stepped into the building to know where the fire was or the different fires were. So he was the first one I talked with. It's also a logical thing for me. So yeah, of course it's key, because football is not PlayStation, where you have this controller, although I would like to have it sometimes. So in a stadium for sure, and at Ibrox with a lot of noise, you cannot reach the players all the time. So you need experienced players on the pitch who really understand the story, also that you can have contact with from the sidelines to transmit this message towards the team. If you need to change things, if the opponent do different things, and we need to adapt to that, or we need to find spaces in another way. So it's important, and I have now 3-4 players on the pitch where I can speak with, who transmit it in the team. And it's a crucial thing as a manager to have those. Those are like your right hand on the pitch. And no, I'm really happy about that in these 5 months that we've been working together.
And you talk about the season as a marathon, but in the short term, what could a win tomorrow night do for the squad's confidence?
For the confidence, nothing, I think. I think the confidence is there. We don't need to raise confidence. It would be something really exciting because they will show something towards all Europe. For their career can be also something really special. When you do special things like that, you come more into attention. And like I said, I understand the story here in the club also that if players can make a step higher than Rangers and there's a good deal for the club, you need to accept that also, and we need to find other players to replace them in a good way. So in evenings like this, they can make steps like that. But the most important thing is that they understand that it's not an individual thing to show yourself. They can only show themselves if they show themselves as a team. If they think about themselves only, they will not perform well. We've been strong already 5 months because it's been a collective on whatever pitch, on whatever situation, with whatever team, against whatever team. So that we need to continue, and they know really well.
Last two, Patrick and then Chris. Any questions, Chris?
Philippe, you said after the draw was made that Rangers were the underdogs in the ties. Is that still the case at the halfway point of it?
Yeah, I think so. If you're realistic, yes. In my heart, no. But I'm always a realistic guy. So, but I'm a realistic guy also who puts the standards high, and I know, and I've seen that this team can do that. I told them also before the Benfica games, with Bruges we played 2-2 in Real Madrid, and we deserved that, at least a point, and we could have won that one. But this team is better, this Rangers team, for me, than the team that was there. So I believe we can win on a top day when the things fall our side, we can win against whatever team. So I really believe that really hard.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, gentlemen, he's an interesting man, isn't he? He shoots, keeps your foot in the ground. He gives you snippets into his thinking, but doesn't give too much away. Stevie.
Aye, that's exactly it. He knows how to handle the press excellent, and you nailed it. He says something, and he can backtrack it in different ways if he wants to, but he's just look. I just think with the guy at the helm, the confidence is breathing through the team. I mean, he told you there, look, we find out who the fires are. The fires are Tav. I spoke to him first, and he gets people on board, and he gets people into the story, and they've all bought into it. And I believe sincerely they're all fired up for the Morocks. I really do. I heard a wee snippet from Tav, And I thought the Bears are up for it, and they keep mentioning the crowd bringing the noise, and we will do that. I mean, the Bears European nights at Ibrox, everybody will tell you, they're brilliant under the lights. So the Bears will make enough noise tomorrow and try and push the team on, but it's all down to them in the park. That's what he says. Sometimes the noise doesn't get to the players. That's why you need experience. Well, we've got that in the park, haven't we, with guys like Tal and that. So Big Golson and that. They've all been there. They all know what it takes. So just get the sleeves up, show them their respect and get into them. We're Glasgow Rangers. We fear no foe.
Yeah. It's like Ibrox, mate, as you very, very eloquently performed earlier on and let us know the stats. Southside, good bagging and different in team news. Cantwell returning, doesn't say if he start. Obviously, Sterling's not going to make it. Hopefully nothing too serious. And mixed messages with young McCausland. So one out, one in, and one maybe. Southside.
Aye, he's had to put a jigsaw together, as he said, since he's come in. He's not had a chance. The first time, I think, was just the weekend, and Hibs in the European game. We played twice, the same team twice. He might have done it one game before, maybe at the start of the season, but I don't think he has. So he's managed to change it all the time. He's had to keep refreshing because of the injury situation and managing players' time, because he's working close with the medical team, like he said he would when he came in. He sounds like he's the man with a plan. He's just piecing it together at the moment, and so far it's working. He's getting the respect for the players. They all want to be playing tomorrow night. McCausland looks like he's going to be touch and go, and they said he'll see about him in the morning. I think the team will be pretty much what it's been in the last week. I don't think there'll be many changes. Cantwell's a plus. Don't know how he'll manage his game time. I don't expect him to start with Ox, to be honest. And obviously Sterling's going to be missing. So
you never give that away, mate. So if he's got 60 minutes in him, and that's what they're saying, would he start then, or would you bring him on?
Would you say in the last few weeks Raskin's get more game time in him? But
he must be ahead of him in fitness, mate. Raskin's played what? He played the Motherwell game. He played away in Benfica. He came on Easter Road. I think he came on at Kilmarnock 2 weeks ago now. He's not played any game time at all, Cantwell, But
I'm just thinking maybe Raskin might come in if he's going to move somebody out to the right hand side, or even put him on the right hand side if he wanted to try it. No, just their legs. We'll need workers, we need grafters, we need runners. We can't have anybody going on the park in Brighton Doonox and having to come off. That's what we need to be fearful of, and I think he will be as well.
You're also going to have to replenish that. The workers are not going to last 90, maybe 120 minutes outside, You're going to have 16 players.
That's how you'll have to see who he puts in the bench that's going to come on and make an impact in the game when he thinks it's needed. And not necessarily, because I think we'll have to really solve one position, and it's who'll play on the right hand side. I think the team will pick itself up.
The Albert position,
Aye. But that's the only thing I think he has to solve. That's who goes in there, I think. I think the rest of it will pick itself up.
Okay, all right. Come and join us. Give your team, give your thoughts, give your hopes, give your aspirations for tomorrow night. It's easy, Steve, innit? Phone in 0141 356 1972.
Yep. Phone the big station, it serves a nation. You phone in, we phone you back. Bob's your uncle. You're on to Big Stevie and Southside, 2 Bells, and Bamber Gascoigne at the helm.
Bamber. I have Jeremy Paxman if you want, but there we go.
It's just like Jeremy Kyle.
Well, maybe we used to on the show, Oh dear, we go to laugh. Listen, let's be honest, this is a big game, and and I don't know how to say this. Sunday against Dundee might be in some ways a bigger game, but we've got a chance of getting to a quarter final with a European trophy. It doesn't happen all the time, Stevie.
Listen, business sense, it's the biggest game, innit? So, I mean, the whole of Europe's watching you, innit? The world, the other place, they're all glued to the telly. It's a great level of football. Think of the 3 games we played against Benfica, 3 each. It was 2 each there, and I think it was 2 each at Ibrox, wasn't it? I can't remember. But there's been goals in all the games. It's brilliant. It's a great level of football. Brilliant to watch. And Ibrox will be a melting pot tomorrow night. I can't wait. It'll be absolutely electric, man. It'll be brilliant.
Right. I think the manager's
prestige. It'll be big prestige.
The manager's realistic enough, Southside, to pick up on the point that this is a stage and the players do well and people come in. He knows where we are, but he's sort of intimating anybody that goes. But nobody going in a bargain, eh?
No, should they? Times we've done it in the past and gave players away and let them run their contracts down and stuff, or not had the right money for players that we could have got money in for. So, no, he knows the model now, and we should have had this model up and running a while ago, and it has worked to an extent. If you look at maybe Bassey and Patterson and even Joe Aribo getting the money in for him and that, I suppose to a point it's worked, but it needs to be maybe a conveyor belt. And he also alluded to some of the younger players as well, maybe having to try and get in for the B team and stake their claim. And Cole McKinnon's another one that's pushing at the moment. It's come in, so I'm enjoying that fact that he's got another young boy back in, and the fact that at one point we had 2 academy players on the park, playing in the first team. It was good to see, but it's about developing them and bringing them on, same as we did. We buy a player in at 20 or 21 and we say, well, we need to develop them, get them used to the game, get them used to winning every week, get that mentality into them, grinding the games out because they're hard. Every game's a cup final. So you want to try and develop. It's the same when we've got McCausland in the now. We've got to take time and develop him as well and make him into a far better player. And he's got the talent. So, he sees there's a model there. So we will have to buy some. And hopefully there's 1 or 2 or 3 in the future or the next year or 2 that will come on said will get them into that first team and let's see them develop and flourish in a Rangers jersey.
I'm glad you mentioned John McCausland. There's no doubt in his ability. The boy's got ability, you can tell that. I don't know if that's his natural position, and I don't know if that was his choice. What I would ask you, Southside, this is what concerns me. That boy's got ability, right? But he's come into that team, and I don't think he's physically ready. Yeah? And that worries me because he might not be ready because he's not the experience, and then you're trying to develop how to play first team football. I get that. That happens to anybody. For Derek Johnston at 16 that comes into the team, physically he was ready, but he had to learn and develop and he get better and better and better. But why is young Ross not ready physically? That concerns me, Southside. I'll take the same question as Stevie, just quickly.
Well, we got him in for Linfield, didn't we? And he's been there for about 3 years, 4 years or something. I think 3 years. I don't know, maybe they were... The football's different. The league, if you look at all the players when they were in a Lowland League style and playing down there, some of the boys were physical, but most of them in that Rangers team and the B team, apart from Lovelace, who we brought in as well, and there's a big boy Paul Niso, I think. They're not big and physical anyway, our B team. When you look at most of them, even look at Robbie Fraser. I don't know why he's not physically developed. Maybe he's still to grow a wee bit and he will bulk himself out. But I don't think it takes away from his talent, his vision. He's a good player. He's probably excelled a bit than what we've seen him in the B team. He was a decent player in the B team, but he's playing at a far different level now, as we see. And maybe he's took a wee dip for him. He's maybe players have looked. It was always going to happen. It happens with the players we've been watching all season. No, people you don't expect to dip in for him too often. So it annoys me when he gets a lot of criticism because he's maybe knock his confidence a wee bit, but he's not playing in his true position. Nobody played in the B team. He played as a number 10. But he's done well out there, and I just hope that bears that maybe they criticise him get off his back, because he's one of us. He's a good talent. He could have been walking out the door for nothing in the summer there, but Clement's managed to make sure that, and the club managed to make sure they've gave him a contract. So hopefully in time, when he does want to leave, if he does, then we'll get good money for him, Ox, and it'll save us buying these type of players in and having to try and then flip them when he's already here. And if he does choose to leave in a few years' time, then, and he wants to go to the Premiership or something, then we'll go with good money and he'll go with success behind him for Rangers and trophies.
Stevie, I'm not having a go at Ross because I think he's a talent, and I agree with Southside that his form's dictated. I mean, he's not had his form in the last few weeks hasn't been great at times, you know, and it's only a couple of times he's been took off early and he's had cameo, then he's got the injury. Shocking tackle, I mean, absolutely shocking tackle. Yeah, and hopefully he's 100% recovered for that for tomorrow night if he is playing, and we wish him all the best. But my problem is, when he's come into the first team, is it's only my opinion, Stevie, when I've looked at him, I think, right, you've got talent, you can tell with the skill, the way you run with the ball, the way you bring it down, you've scored goals, you've showed us a lot of the skills you've got, but he doesn't look physically ready for me. I'm not saying he should be built like Mike Tyson, but there's got to be a level.
I think you're answering your own question there. I think the devil's in the detail of what you just says. I think the Scottish game, Ox, is hard for any young boy coming through. I mean, you know yourself, look at some of the tackles we've seen. I mean, the young boy, he has to fill out a bit. We all know that. He's young and he will fill out a bit. But I just think it's harder in our game, Ox. If Ross McCausland was playing in Spain, for instance, he would have more time with the boy. Wouldn't he get anywhere near the tackling he gets here? And he wouldn't get shoved about the way he does here. It's just our game. It's just smash and grab, and it's just blood and guts. And somebody, and I've been saying this for years in this show. Sometimes football doesn't get you over the line in this country. Sometimes it's guts and determination and application that gets you over the line in this country. Sometimes, how can you play football on some of the surfaces, never mind against some of the farmers' sons? The wee man's up against it in this country, and it's like saying Messi's, how's Messi's not built enough for the game? But it's just where he played and you know, what league he's playing, and it's helped him a bit. Obviously, come on, I'm not saying Ross McCausland's a Messi. I'm just giving you an idea of the height and the build of Messi.
There's similarities with the size of him.
It's just the game here doesn't help him, Ox.
That's fair also, but Southside, when you see, it doesn't happen that often, but when you see guys getting fed into the Premiership, they look as if they've got a physique about them. It's similar ages, mate. That's the point.
Aye. Maybe when they're developing up through down there, you look at some of the players that have left Scotland that have went down to England, and you can see the difference that they've made to themselves going down there. You know, some of them, it's physique, it's running, it's power, it's the gym work, it's diets, it's different things that they're all doing to make themselves better. But it's speed. That's what they're all want. It's what they are. They're all athletes down there. If you look at the Premiership, you know, it's just power and pace for a lot of the players. But no, listen, I just think, if he can grow a bit, maybe take a stretch, build himself up a wee bit, it's good enough. But like you say, European nights, you get that wee bit more time and space, as we've all said before. Hadji used to say that about Hadji when he played. He got more time and space on the ball in the European night. But Ross is listen, he was playing in the Lowland League no long ago. It was no competition at all. And he's now in the first team at Glasgow Rangers. And he had been playing well. He came in with no fear, which he's never really shown. Trying to have a bit of confidence. It must have been a massive step up for the boy. But I just think he's done brilliantly since he came in. And he's took a couple of hefty tackles. Trapped a wee bit of for him, but I'm sure he'll get it back again, and I'm sure he'll go on to be a great player for us in the future. And he might not always make the first start every week, even going forward next season. He might have to start earning his place if we get somebody in better than Ross in that position as a right winger, because that's what he is, isn't he? But no matter what, as long as we can develop him, keep giving him game time, bringing him in and letting him play for Rangers, hopefully then when he wants to move or whenever we decide he'll go for big money if that's what happens to him, and all the best to him if that happens. But I just want him to succeed in mate and play well for Glasgow Rangers.
I wish him all the best, mate. And I like the boy, and when I hear him, you can use his passion for our club, and sometimes that's important to me, Stevie. Call me old-fashioned.
Aye, I'm the same as you. The boy's got a good background, isn't he? Was it Linfield or the Steeple Defenders he was signed up with? Do you know what I mean? The boys want to us Oxen, we want to be great, but they're even Southside touched on there. Talking about across the border down in England, you need that. It's all athletes. The game's so different down there, just across the border, than it is here. Look at the tackle the Hibs player put in there in Big Looney. There's no way in the world down in England, the Premiership, that would have been questioned. Up here, we're questioning it. You know what I mean? I know it's a different level.
There was an ex-Hibs player made a similar challenge against Spurs at the weekend.
Aye.
Must be a Hibs thing. Maybe they should learn to teach the players to behave as well as their fans.
It's a different pace down there, but even look at Newcastle when they come up and played us in the pre-season. You know, I even watched them at half-time in the warm-up, and they were absolutely running about, playing just one or two in the middle, but they were all ready to come on the second half. They were leaps and bounds, and we were ahead of them in fitness, supposedly, because we were starting our season before them. They looked far superior in fitness. All the English teams looked far superior in fitness to anything. When we played Liverpool in the Champions League, they looked more pacier and fitter and everything. You know, it's a more athletic. Aye, it's a massive difference between up here and down there if we draw an English team, just on that alone.
It's athletic a perception, because when I get used to it, I stand between these, I feel as if I'm more athletic.
I thought when you stood between us, you were more paralytic.
Sometimes also.
We take care of him, Steve, remember?
He was on the Chinzanos.
Who was the last one in this call to be carried him? Wasn't me?
Don't remind me. And by the way, can I just touch on, you said something there about the Hibs fans behaving. Can I just say something? Well done to the Rangers supporter and through Easter Road. All we done was sang. There was no chairs broke, there was nothing thrown and everything else. But there was Hibs fans lifted out their end and took away and stuff thrown for the Hibs fans. And these are people that talk about us singing songs. Now, these guys were singing about the Ibrox disaster, about 66 people that never came in for a football match. They were also singing about a previous monarch, Lizzie's in a box. And they're the cheek and the audacity to tell Rangers you're getting your allocation cut because you were singing songs. Dearie me.
I don't think they're cutting their allocation. All I think is they'll have, instead of having 6,000 empty seats, they'll have 8,000 empty seats. There you go.
That's just silly, isn't it? I mean, many times we're going to see it.
Aye.
Outside, what light was that then? Come on,
there was 6,000 empty seats in that stadium at the weekend.
Unbelievable. And 6 times I was asked, walking down for the buses southside, down that street, down Easter Road, any tickets, any tickets, any tickets. Guys coming out everywhere asking for tickets. Guys walking about with bundles of money above their head. And you get into that stadium, you're treated like cattle getting into it, by the way, just let me tell you. And then once you get in it, you look out at the other end, and Southside, come on, it's absolutely patches everywhere, a green one, it terrible.
Aye, you could have probably took them out the far end where they had their ultra section behind the goal. You could have took them all out of there and put them in either stone in the long side at the dugout or across for it, and we could have filled the other end, no problem. No problem at all. It was poor, but they're disgusting, aren't they? They came on at a cup final, assaulted their players, flying corkscrews at the Hearts game. Like you said, stickers and breaking the seats at Ibrox and whatnot. No, singing about Lizzie's in a box and all that. So they've got nothing to shout about. I don't know where it is. Maybe they're just not happy at us coming through more regular now and spanking them. We've been doing it for years anyway, so it shouldn't really matter.
Do you want my theory on it?
On you go, you're the wizard.
right, if you start looking at you would say that we've got a big, massive European tie coming up and things have started. We're also top of the league. We're the only team that can win the domestic treble, all these things. And all of a sudden there's a media. If you watch the tweet and they change the media, they try and change the narrative. And anybody, if you look at it, you can see right through it, mate.
Yep.
Right.
Propaganda hawks. Me and the Bridge are sick talking about it. That's all it is. You don't hear any of this stuff when Celtic were winning everything. Nothing. You don't hear any of it. All of a sudden, this will come out the woodwork about the Rangers fans this, the Rangers fans that. Listen, we can see through it. We're no daft. We know what they're all about. Left-wing media. Don't get me started. I've not been sent to HR, so don't start me off.
Wait a minute, let's rephrase that. You've not been sent to HR today.
That's correct. That's correct. I don't want to see the Fox, so that does.
No, the Fox, he's doing all right for himself. He's getting his breakfast in bed.
Yes.
Anyway, that's my take on it, Southside, yeah? Yeah.
Aye, somebody sent us something. Who's the other? Nearly said something like that.
Aye.
Rocket for SNP Blackford. Was he out tweeting? Oh, what's that about? I know.
Rocket.
Oh, absolute rocket. No, I mean, and he's out tweeting about, was it no a penny or it wasn't a sending off? And you're like, you kidding?
It must be true, mate. It must be true if he said it then, eh?
Aye, probably on the bevy.
Aye, I know, mate. I know.
He wants to keep his expenses right, never mind anything else. Or SNP are the same. But anyway, let's not get politicised. Let's keep to the Glasgow Rangers, man. We are the people.
Right, come and join us. This is a phone-in show. The people on YouTube, the people on Facebook, the people listening, we set up this platform, the social media outlets, for you to get involved. It's a phone-in show. If you want to phone in for 5 minutes, or you want to come and join us, feel free. Any question you like to the big man. Who's taking relationships tonight that are used to, Southside? Right, what are you doing, Stevie? DIY? Are you doing economics?
I'll do G101 and any off-sales you want to mention. There you go.
I would love somebody to phone in us for some romance advice after the big Southside, would you think?
Oh, aye. He knows everything about it now, doesn't he?
Oh, he's a man. But listen, come and join us. Here's your team for tomorrow night. Here's your thoughts. Here's your hopes. And is it important? You know, we've heard people say we want to win. The league's a priority, always. But God, to get to the quarterfinals of a European trophy, Southside, it doesn't happen every season, does it? And once you get there, you're in with a shout.
Aye. Aye. Listen, probably first and foremost, we need to get by tomorrow night. But once you get by tomorrow night, the first thing you'll be doing on Friday is looking to see who you're getting in that draw. You know, and aye, listen, I'll be right hard in probably, you know, if we manage to get through tomorrow night. But that's something that we can all look forward to, innit? You know, and then, like you say, you carry momentum. But the most important thing after tomorrow night, let's be honest, Docs, will be Dundee on Sunday. That's that. Then you just turn all attention to that because that is the most important.
And then we can breathe. And then we can breathe.
Aye,
we can breathe. Stevie, coming in?
Aye. Can I pay homage to my fellow townsman that lost his life in Lisburn, young Tommy McAllister? I believe we're unfollowing a big bar on the Copeland Road, and the boys were asking anybody that can get in early to help the boys with the banner. And it's that big, so anybody that can get in early to give the boys a horn in question, then it'd be gratefully. And I can't believe it. I mean, I know his dad and his uncle and that, and it's just a crying shame. Nobody should go to a football match and knock him home. But so all the boys in the drum, I feel their pain. There's a few boys travelled with him, Big Andy and B Jig and all the boys. They were actually with him and seen him getting worked on and all that, and they boys there. Listen, he's done me Tommy proud, man. And tomorrow night the Teddy Bears are going to win for him. So come on, the Glasgow Rangers, let's do it for a youngin'.
I hope so, mate. I hope so, aye. Doesn't matter the circumstances, it's still tragic, mate, yeah?
Oh, unbelievable.
Oh, still tragic. Yeah, so am I. Aye.
Aye, and well done to Kingy's wee minibus and that and all. They're getting the boys' flags and that made with his name on it. So we'll see them at some of the games. You'll see.
Top man, young Kingy, yeah.
Oh, him and his brother Alec. Alec runs the minibus. Kingy's the man. He does a lot of work for the homeless.
Hello.
His boys lying under the
bridge. We've been joined by a caller. It's Robert, another Robert. How we doing, Robert?
How you doing? You all right? I just want to agree with you on the media thing. The minute we went to the top of the league, it's all about Rangers are doing wrong. Rangers are doing wrong. There's a channel that want the other side of the city to win all the time, because it's a case of, they're doing so well. They push and push and push for the other side of the city to win. But yet, the minute we're winning, it's it's offside. It's offside, and there's only been one pundit that disagreed with that Lundstrom red card. Every other pundit, right across the board, on every other radio station, has said, no, it's a red card. It's a red card. I'm like I said, I'm totally agreeing with you. You down south, that tackle would have been a red card.
Yes.
But yet one pundit has said, oh no, it's a yellow, that's not a red card.
Would that be Michael Stewart?
Yeah. How did you guess?
Yeah, we can also see right through him, mate. We can also
I
see
know.
Right yeah.
You know, I listened to the pundit, or I listened to the commentary on Sunday, and I think at one point, was it during the Dumbarton game, even Hutton went, "You're gonna shut up," because he was disagreeing with everything. And I think even Hutton decided he could even turn to him and go, "Shut up." He was literally disagreeing with everything that Hutton was saying. You know, and he's like, and you could hear in his Hutton's voice. I think he wanted to tell him to shut up. You know.
What you're saying, this is like, well, we agree with you. We agree with you, and we can see right through it. What's your hopes for tomorrow night, Robert?
Hopefully you should win.
Mm-hmm.
But with all the injuries and half the team being in the sun in general, it might be better with us not going any further, because after the game tomorrow night, we've got a lot of Ross County, and then we've got a cup final and everything else. They'll be building up, you know. We've got Hearts, and then we'll get everything else, you know. The guys looked really, really tired on Sunday.
I agree. But can we knock back the chance to get a quarter final of European competition? Southside, you take Robert's first point about the media. Stevie, you take his second point.
Aye. Listen, I try and stay away from the media, Robert, as much as possible, to be honest. You know, it used to do my head in when I used to listen to some of it, so stay away. And if I watch Sports Scene now and again and he's on it, that trumpet's on it, it's Michael Stewart, I've listened to him. I don't think he's very good at his job, mate. But he obviously has an agenda, he's obviously got a right agenda against us. And probably Craig Levine. That's about the only two things I've ever seen really laugh his nut about, you know, us and him. So he's got that agenda. I think we can all see through that. As for the rest of the media, we know what their agenda's always been. When that mob across the city were doing everything they wanted and didn't even titles handed out to them, having to play a Scottish Cup final again the following season. No, it was all to the glee of them and how much they were doing well and all that. But as soon as we're doing well now, nobody likes it. It's like as we sing the song, nobody likes us, we don't care, you know. But it's good. It's good to see them see it. So because they're just making themselves more visible than we knew they were anyway, mate. You know. So as long as we keep winning, those one or two will still have plenty to say. But we'll sit back and enjoy it, mate.
They'll just put their nose out of joint every time we win because they don't like it. You know.
Yeah. Stevie, Robert's point about the league being priority. He's not alone in thinking that, but I can't help but saying the morning night's a massive. Stevie boy.
Listen, I'm totally with Big Phil. Big Phil tell you every game's important. take one game at a time, Lena Martel, every game's important. He's no prioritising he wants to win every single game. And me as a Rangers fan, I'm a big fool. I want to win every single game. The more night means everything, prestige, the finances to the business side of the club. It means every bit of importance is what the league does to me. To be honest, I'm a big fool. I want to win every game. I can understand how people want to prioritise. I get it. There is a big cash bonus at the end of it when you're getting it right into the Champions League and all that money. And so that makes financial sense, doesn't it? So I can see why people are saying it. But I've got to say, I'm a big fool. Every game. Come on, Rangers. We are a people, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I get it. If you said to me, what would I choose? Yeah, depending how far you go, you take the league every time, but we want to choose.
I would take all of them, but
yeah,
I would take all of them.
Yeah,
as long as the squad is healthy enough, and we can do it. If we can put a team out, to score as many goals, and that's I'm with him, and as long as he's got enough depth within the squad to carry us through to the league, as well as doing Europa League, then I'm with Al. Don't get me wrong, I would love to win every single cup, every single game, but like I said, it's down to the players and them being totally fit.
I think you've been, in some respects, you're being more realistic than my good self. I get that south side, because we're down to the bare bones.
Aye, 100%. Listen, we've got to go out and believe and want to win tomorrow night. I know, I get this, that it's going to put more pressure on the team. Aye, it will, but we only got one more game to go against Dundee, and then we get a break, and then hopefully Cantwell's due back. You might get Matondo back a bit more fitter. You'll have probably.
I think Seema's on the
could
grass
be
just now.
He could be a wee bit
back. So I think Seema's about maybe 2 to 3 weeks away. It could be a wee bit earlier than that. As far as I've found out. But as for Sterling, I think that he's going to get rested tomorrow night because he's pulled that ligament, but it's not bad. So it's a case of take tomorrow night off and see how you are by the weekend, because you could be back by the weekend. Because I don't think it's a bad tear. I think he's just pulled that a little bit. As for Ross, the poor boy got kicked off the park against Hearts, and that should have been a red card as well. Motherwell. Sorry.
Aye, Motherwell.
Why am I thinking the cup finals against Hearts? But like I said, they get kicked off the park against Motherwell, but that should have been a red card as well. But nobody, the referee didn't see all of a sudden because we were top of the league. Other teams get away with murder, with kicking us all over the park sometimes.
And that was a shocking challenge. But can you come south side?
Aye, it's just about rising above it, innit? We play our football, try and keep the heat, try and pass round the kickers in the game. Ross did take a sore one. I think we'll have Sterling back after the break, probably a bit more fresher. So, tomorrow night, I think we've got to win. We've got to win. We've got a right good chance. And listen, if we pick them out with the squad that we've got at the moment that's going to be available, that will shock Europe. They'll soon see that scalp's been done, because a lot of people think Benfica were probably going to get through. They're doing pretty well in their own league, aren't they? You can see they've got some really good players, technical players, they're good. But we've just got to go out and compete. And we will need 11 players on their game tomorrow night. I always say that when we play a European game. We need 11 players to turn up and play on the night. We can't carry 2 passengers or anything like that. Normally it wouldn't work for us. So hopefully the players that are selected, as we think, most of them, I think we've got an idea who's going to start. Hope on the night they just perform, play above their level for the night. The crowd will get behind us, Ibrox will be rocking, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us, push us forward to get the goals required, and hopefully that will shake them.
We have done it. We went all the way to the final, and that time we were literally really, really tired. but we pushed through it. We did 120 minutes. I did 120 minutes, you know. And I think we did 3 times 120 minutes just to get to the final. And we were probably really, really fit. And I think we took on Celtic and we did 120 minutes, but they were out on their feet, and we still pushed on, and we were looking the freshest against them after doing, I think, 2 sets of 120 minutes to get to the final, and then on both finals. You know what I mean? 2 couple of seasons ago. That's what we really need to do: is keep going, try and stay as fresh as possible, and push through it right to the end, and not put our heads down.
Aye, I think the last time in Europe, the last time we went to extra time was against a Portuguese team, from memory.
Aye.
Was that Braga, Southside?
I think.
We lost the goal and we went to extra time and we got the winner.
Right, that'd have been Hadji.
No,
a Rebo one, no.
3-1, that was in the road to Seville, yeah.
Oh, that one, right.
Aye, we played Braga, yeah. But interesting.
That team then, as he's talking about, Ox, that had fitness for Steven Gerrard. He'd installed all the fitness into the team, even when he left, then Gio took over. That team were fit. You know, this team and squad are nowhere near the level of what that squad was like at this time. But I think Clement will have us a right fit team for the type of football that he wants us to play. That squad that he's inherited was built for a specific style of football. No, his style of football. He's had to adapt it, and he's had to get the best out of the players with the fitness levels that they've had in them. And a lot of them have been carrying knocks and injuries. And he's having to bring them back piece by piece. So I think he's done a fantastic job. And I think next season, going forward, we will be a fit team, because I think he'll make sure of it for the football and for the robustness that he wants the players to have throughout the season.
No, good point. Well, are you going to make a prediction for them on the night, Robert? What are you thinking?
We should get it probably 2-1.
Snap your hands off for that. Snap your hands off for that, mate. Yeah.
Because it's 2-2 just now, so if we...
that'll take us through the next round.
I know it will. I know it will. I would say 2-1. And we'll probably score around about the 80th minute to make it 2-1.
All right, I take that all day long. Southside.
Aye, I would take that all right, Robert. Win by, it doesn't matter if it's a bridge man, as we say, and it's 1-0. That'll do us. But I just hope we keep a lot of possession against them, Robert. I hope that it's not a wee bit like last week where we gave up quite a bit of possession and we can sort of rob them transitions, turn them out. I think if we could keep a wee bit of pressure on them, I think they look vulnerable at the back. I think Clement knows where we can hurt them. I think he knows the spaces where we should get into. So I think if we can try and keep on top of them, which will be hard because they're a decent team, and it's getting, this is you going into the quarter-finals, so it's but hopefully we'll have enough possession in the first half, keep the pressure on them, and we'll get that first goal. But I don't want us to give all the possession away, because then we're running all night and try to chase the ball down, and that's not what we need at Ibrox, you know.
The thing is that we've been at Ibrox, it's the atmosphere will actually get to them, because even when they were away, their home fans were starting to actually get on their back, and you could hear them. But with it being at Ibrox, we are going to be already on their back, and they could actually crumble a little bit and give up more possession, which means we're going to have more possession and push it to them.
It'll be interesting, mate. But listen, it could go either way, mate. It's a tie and a knife edge. I think they were favourites when we came out the hat. I think now we might have swung to slight favourites because we're at home and we only have to win the match. But it's very, very close for me. I hope we win. I think we can win. It's going to be close. Do you want to make a last point, Robert, or do you want to hang on with us after a tune? Because we're going to have a tune now.
Oh, no, I'll just hang on. I'm fine.
All right, mate.
See what else we can talk about.
Put your phone on mute because we're going to have a tune.
All right, no problem, cool. All right.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, across the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes, and I've heard the forties roar. I've climbed the Indian Ocean, and I've sailed the China Sea. But there's a sea back home in Scotland, more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. And it's not on the really just clear green. No more I'll sail the seven seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. At 3 o'clock each Saturday, I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. And it's not on the really just clear green. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. And it's not on the really just clear green. And it's not on the really just clear green.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello. Hello.
I think we've been joined by Wardy. Evening, Wardy.
Hello, folks. Hello. Evening, everybody.
How are we doing, mate? First time caller?
Yep, first time caller. I sit in the
Well
chat
done,
most
mate.
nights. With
Well
the rest of the guys like Aldo and Pacer and Nick Lass and Stephen and the rest of us up in the world tonight and having my point. So my point tonight, and I wanted to air it, and going back a few games, and you look at Motherwell against that mob, right? I'll only say that mob. So, in Young Divine, right, a great talented wee player, and I'm like, I know Tav's there, and I don't want to take that away from Tav, but at the same time as well, I'm like, if McCausland can do it, I hope we bring Divine back and he makes an absolute massive impact in that position. He's a young player and he dictated to them exactly what a good wee player he is. And when he was subbed off, it changed the game completely and gave him a chance to come back into the game.
Wardy, we're going to struggle because we'll not be able to answer that because we don't watch them.
I'm a football fan. I watch anybody playing football. But more so I keep an eye on exactly where they're at and what they're up to and where our wee players are all sitting. They're popped through to league and stuff like that. It's one of them things I go like that. It's good that they're getting game time and they're out there and they're playing active football against proper opposition, and it's not B team football. Because there's nothing there for them to gauge it again.
All right. Southside, we've had this discussion a lot with the boys on the bench and all that. What do they get for it? And they get maybe 5 minutes. All right, it's great to be involved with the first team, but you're not learning your trade, are you? I think that's the point Wardy's making.
No, and you're right. You know, he's right. I'm glad that you go and see some of the boys, Wardy, and I've watched them. And like you're saying about Adam Devine, I would think long-term Sterling might be in front of him. In my opinion, but I think he would probably go into the right back slot in time.
Everywhere apart from goalkeeper, that guy is a utility player. And
but if he doesn't,
you know what I mean?
Aye, but if he doesn't, right, I'd like to see Devine come back. I think he has got a wee bit of pace on him. He looks quite young. He looks sort of no built up too well physique-wise, as if he could put a bit on. But looking at it, I think he scored a goal for Motherwell, and I think he assisted in one of the weeks that I've seen. For them, and I think he played left back in one of the games as well. So, listen, I would hope that he would be able to develop him and he could come into the Rangers first team. But I don't know what come on to look at going forward. You want him to succeed the same as Ross McCausland, same as Cole McKinnon at the moment. He was at Partick Thistle. We got Cole to Partick Thistle for a while, and then he's come back. Would you think of him? Do you think he's got a chance as well if we can try and keep him about the first team?
I honestly think that young boy's got it. You see him coming on, he's fresh. Nobody really knows his play style. Something totally different up against defenders who don't know how to take this wee guy. Never seen him very much. And that's a good, fresh idea where you give him that chance and the opportunity. Look at Patterson. Perfect example.
We went for some money, Patterson, considering he didn't play that many games for us. That's why it was crazy. But
for not playing that many games, but he showed what he had. To the right people who are watching him, got us an absolute fortune.
12 million quid. Maybe more. But listen, Adam Devine, I think Adam's got a lot of talent. I think he can run all day for you. I think he's got a decent football brain. Only time will tell if he can develop into our first team. But I wish him all the best of luck, and he's got a chance. He's not took the easy route of sitting there. He's took the chance to go out and play, and he's playing top level football. It can't be a bad thing. Any thoughts?
He's making a difference, Robert? Where he's on loan, and that's a good thing for Clermont, because he sees hunger and a will to try and get somewhere and grabbing his career by the horns and doing something with it, and not just sitting back and accepting a B team place.
No, I don't disagree with that side. I don't know how it'll develop for the boy, but I'm interested. Any thoughts, Robert?
I would actually agree with bringing the young guys through, because, like I said, like he's saying, they don't know how the other teams don't know how they play. They're quick. They've got good ability, and even with, like, for instance, Ross, he can go in beside Silver and learn from him and become a better player. But because he's on the other side, you can move him into the middle beside Cantwell, and Cantwell can show him stuff. So if they're bringing him into the first team, the young guys can learn from the experienced players and become better. They just need to become stronger. Like you were saying earlier on, you get kicked off the park, he needs to build himself up. Like down south, they're all a lot bigger, a lot faster. It's literally a case of time with the main team and building themselves up, get themselves stronger and learn more ability.
Aye, what I will say, if he was built like Mike Tyson, wouldn't have stopped that tackle, that assault on him. Anyway, we've been joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, lads. Evening, Ops. I just thinking about tomorrow's game. You think it's going to be the last 3 times we've played them, we've thrown away 2-goal leads. Do you think it's going to be a step too far given we're into the crisis, or do you think the Tinkerman's going to do it? Do you think we're going to pull it at the back? I think this guy's phenomenal.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, right? Southside can come in. Would you accept at this moment in time we could have our first choice back four, Southside? With Jack England, the England goalie?
Aye,
Jack Butland, Jack Butland, the England goalie.
Yep. I believe that'll be the defence tomorrow. Smurf, listen, but apart from a penalty and an own goal, well, like you said, we have flung away the 2-goal leads against them in the past. See, just the thing in Europe, Smurf, even when since Gerrard started to put us back on the map, in Europe. We've lost goals all over the place because we get punished in Europe because it's better quality you're up against, and that's just unfortunate. But look at the amount of goals we've scored in Europe as well against these teams. So I get the point that, aye, listen, would I like Danilo to have been fit, Seema to be fit, Cantwell to be fit, things like that. And aye, we'd had a far better go at it, and we probably come away with a better result last week. But that team done themselves proud last week, and it was down to his tactics, and they all worked hard off the ball, out of possession. We need that again tomorrow night. We need 11 players to turn up and play. But if we can get a goal against them in that first half, that crowd will be rocking, and it might be enough to unsettle them even more. And it's just, we need to nail a second goal. That's crucial tomorrow night. But I think we can turn them, Smurf. And I think by just a bit of unluckiness for us last week, we would have. With that same team that I reckon will stick out. I think the only problem we've got is who's going to play on the right. And I think that's it.
Smurf?
I think to get anything given, it's the strength and depth thing now, isn't it, with injuries and stuff. I do think that to get into the game, we're going to need to outwork them. We're going to need to work harder than them, and we're a hard-working team. But I definitely think we can win the game. My next point is, if we win the game, we get the quarter-finals. Do you think the Scottish Football Authorities will cut us some slack with fixture congestion? So
just laughing at?
No, what I've heard, Smurf, and don't, please, if I tell you this, Smurf, you promise not to tell anybody. You promise? I'll tell you what I've heard.
I promise you.
Right. What I've heard is, if we get to the quarter-finals, they're going to change the league this season. They're going to make it at the top 8 go into the split so that we play more games.
Right. Okay. Just to create that permissive environment so we can be a success again.
Aye, that's what they're going to do.
Bodes well for Scottish football again.
Right. All right. Don't tell anybody, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, don't be any favours for us, mate. We're not that naive. Yeah, you know, I hear they're talking about moving the final with Tokyo. That's what I'm hearing.
Carabag.
Anyway, we digress. So we've got our first choice defence with Super Jack Butland in goal, Southside. At this moment in time, Diamande and John Lundstrom. Would you say they're two first choice picks?
Aye, I would think so, aye.
So then you've got who's filling in round about then? Lawrence, Cantwell. If you go at 90 minutes between Lawrence and Cantwell playing a number 10 role, would you be happy with that, Southside?
Aye. So you're going to change him later, aye.
And then then it becomes the three left, right, forward player. Silver's falling into that left-hand role. Smurf, he's falling in there, isn't he?
Aye, he's doing well. He's on out and out wing. He's outside left. He's evolved. He's trying.
Oh, you're breaking up on us, Smurf. Phone back in again. You're breaking up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, phone right back, mate. Yeah, we'll bring you in. Hang up and phone back in. Right, but aye, so then you've got the centre forward and if you like, the right side of the front line. That's our issue. So Big Dessers is the man in possession at the moment. Like
not Dessers.
To the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the person you've called is not available. Please leave your message after the tone. After you've
carry on. Oh, I don't know who it was. I've lost. Aye, so that's my problem issues, Robert. In it, centre forward, we've not got a lot of options, and right side and front three.
I would probably do. Hello, I'm back again. To start with, and then bring on Dessers after 45 minutes.
Would you start Roof? Is that what you're saying?
I would start Roof.
All right.
Because when he came on during the week there,
he looked hungry.
He looked hungry, and he was a lot quicker. Where they've worked out what Dessers was doing in the first half, so they were just shutting him down. So you bring on Roof, who they've not seen, and they don't know how fit he is. So I'd run Roof in the first half and run Dessers in the second half.
All right. Interesting. Any thoughts on it, Wardy? Who you would start?
No, definitely, exactly that. I would run with a fresh pair of eyes on it, and you know what he can do. All we need is that goal. If we could mimic that one we went on the last time and have that big, massive punt to halfway line to be absolutely top class, Sin is absolutely mental tomorrow night. What we need, I definitely the idea to go with Roof and let Silver play where he was. It seemed to have an impact last week. Let's go for it, and we'd had hundreds of chances last week. We never filled up on them, and we really need to. We're back at home. It's a whole different atmosphere tomorrow night. It's not going to be quiet.
Where are you with that? Starting Roof, Southside, and then we'll bring in Smurf.
Listen, I'd love to start Roof, but I wouldn't take that gamble. The bigger picture is winning this league title, building these games up. By the time you get that mob at Ibrox, Roof could be fit to go and start 90 minutes if you really wanted to. Maybe by then as we build them up. Although that sounds a bit mad at times and all, it's just about keeping them fit. I think probably second half Roof would come on, maybe even play the last half hour or whatever, depending, because you might have to think about extra time and all. So it's all right saying fling them on, then you end up with extra time, you take Dessers off or whatever you've done, and then suddenly he blows up or he comes off, then you're snookered. So for me, no, Roof stays on the bench. I think we've got Dessers and Silva and Lawrence that can cause them problems if we get them into the right channels, Diamondi. So no, I'd be inclined not to rush that, because I think the bigger picture's the league and keeping them fit for Scottish Cup and that. So that's just my take on it, but ups.
Smurf?
Aye, well, Philip Clement's already said that, his medical department will dictate what minutes what players get. It's just when they get the minutes. And obviously as the game goes on and the opposition tire, as well as us tiring, I think, he's quicker than Dessers, Roof. So bringing Roof on later in the game, I think he would amplify his impact, just because he's a different problem. The guys at the back and the Benfica defence are going to be more tired, and I think from that point of view you probably get more joy.
Also, there's a few number yellow cards as well, so they've only got to play into that wee trap, and then they go a man down. It'd be even better.
That'd be interesting to see. I never really considered starting Roof. I don't know why, but I can see the logic in it. People would think he's a superior finisher stroke player to Dessers, but I take Southside's point about the fitness. Yeah, but I suppose it's an option, if you're being honest, Big Gainer.
Listen, I'd love to start him, but I just think he comes in, he does all right, he looks as if he's going to be all right, and then suddenly he's out again. And I think the bigger picture is probably start with Dessers, hope that he starts to hit the target. I think he did cause some problems with his physicality. Maybe a bit predictable. His hold up playing that wasn't great. His last two games have been rotten. He's worked hard, he's run about, he's put himself in good positions, but his hold up play and his link up play has been really, really poor. So that has to improve, especially in Europe. If the ball goes up, it needs to stick. So he will have to improve if he's selected. But I just think Roof would probably be too much of a gamble to start. I'm hoping to keep building him up. So when we really do need him, if it comes semi-final day at Hampden, you can say, right, he's going to come on. He should be fine. He's played all these level of games. He's been coming on. Hopefully he'll maybe stick one in the pokey shortly, as well as he's building his cell up. But I think it's critical we keep Roof optional on the part with Langway, Dessers and Silva, because they're the only three that can play through the middle. So I think he's doing the right thing, guys, but I'd love to see him start. But I just don't think the manager will think that way.
Aye, it'll be interesting. Time for heroes tomorrow night, Smurf.
You've got to stand up and be counted, but I think the great thing is we've got experience here. We've got guys that have been over the course before. We've got guys in the team that have played in European finals and been on big European runs, and there's a lot of young boys that he's brought in now that are trying to make their way in the game. And no, I think we've got a lot to be optimistic about, and I think we've got the character in the team, as you say, to be heroes. And it's not something I've not done before. Some of them, you know.
Aye, Wardy, it's building up to be an exciting season, isn't it? Every game, so it's exciting. It's big, it's massive. Every game.
To be fair, so every game treated like a cup final for now in the run-in. So tomorrow night, and then look forward to Sunday and stuff like that, and then take it as it comes, take a rest period, try and get players fit and back. Looking at today's stuff and feedback in the wee news clippets that you get, that Cantwell could possibly come back tomorrow night, according to papers and the wee bits that you can see posted up today and stuff, and you're going like that, hopeful. But the same again, a bit like Kent, I'm not like seeing great shakes for Cantwell. He had a good season to start, and then he's like kind of slowly, like Kent, you feed him onto the wrong foot and stuff like that, and you're beginning to see cracks and stuff like that. He's got the tricks and the flicks, but he is readable, and they all know now in the league how to close him down. They put two men onto him, and then they can't play out and stuff like that, and that's what you're seeing more times than not. And that's a hard one to watch. If we're watching Ryan Kent again and stuff like that, he had all the tricks and flicks and stuff like that, and then started to get kind of sussed out.
Aye, but I think the thing about Cantwell, if you look at Cantwell, even this season, I think he scored. What was it? 5 goals he scored this. He came back. He's formed that. You're spot on, Wardy.
Aye.
But he came back this part of the season before he got injured, where he was starting to score the odd goal against Southside, which is a big asset for midfield.
Aye, it's what we wanted them. It's what we wanted them today. When he went into number 10 role, create, score. That's the two things that you want him to do in there, and that's what he started today. He's been out a wee while here and there. I just think he'll probably be on the bench. I don't think he'll start, but listen, it'll be up to come on. He might have been doing a wee bit more in training. For a bit of notice, they might have had a programme to work to, and it'll be up to come on tomorrow. But I just think we've got to watch that. If we're not dominating possession in these European games, and let's be honest, we don't always dominate possession in European games. It doesn't matter who we play, whether it's at Ibrox or away. If we're doing a lot of running and a lot of working after the ball and working hard and then trying to hit them on the counter, we've got to watch how much the players are going through when we want to refresh it. Because when it comes to refreshing it, we need to be refreshing it with a wee bit of quality that I think's going to come on the park and make the difference. So if that would be Matondo, Raskin and Cantwell coming on later on and taking off the other three, whoever it will be, then obviously you're looking for them when they come on to make a difference. Scott Wright might come in if he's fit. He might go on the right-hand side, your pal Ox. That might just be the option. It'll be the one player that'll come in and go in there, and the rest will all be on the bench.
Thanks for the call, say don't be a stranger.
Well, he was certainly training, mate. He was training anyway.
Listen, you're right, there's a possibility. But what you mentioned Matondo, mate, and here's one for you. He's been called into the Wales squad, and he's just come back and he's not done anything. And Lawrence, who's gone on to some forum and played more minutes, hasn't get called into the squad. There you go. But then again, you've got one goalie in Scotland squad's hardly played all season, and they've called him up. But there you go. Anyway, but as long as Super Jack's getting called up for England, we're all happy. Right. So we're pretty much solved. We'll get more options than we thought. And Robert, you came on here. You've now predicted. You came on thinking, "Oh, we're not going to win tomorrow night." Now you predicted a 2-1 victory.
Aye, you know. Well, you have to sort of still be positive the whole time, you know.
Aye, that's all right, mate. It's allowed. You're allowed to be optimistic. You're allowed to dream stuff, aren't you?
You always need to dream.
Go to dream. That's Big Marvin.
I know. But like I said, 80th minute, put the goal away, or you score 2 in the first half and you put them to sleep. You know? Because they would crumble if you scored 2 in the first half, because they wouldn't know what to do, because the crowd would be so loud the rest of the game, the second 90 minutes, or the second 45 minutes, that they wouldn't know what to do, because if we go, it would then make it 4-2, and they'd be like scratching their heads, thinking, how are we going to get out of this? We need to now score 3 goals, and they'd go hunting, and we'd get them at the back again. You know.
It's going to be interesting. It could be nervy. It could be exciting. You know, you could have a Braga performance back in the day. You could have a Leipzig performance from 2 years ago. It could go any way you like, you know. Southside.
It's like you said, it's on a knife edge. It could go either way.
Aye,
As long as it's not a Maribor one, that's what we're worrying about. But listen, we're at home and we should take all the pluses for that. We've worked hard to get to where we are. We know we've got a depleted squad a wee bit. It's not all the first team players that we'd like to see. I think if we had a lot of them back, we'd have made a better fist of it. But listen, I believe in this squad. I believe in the manager. And it's the one thing he shows in his interviews. He's no scared of anybody. More or less the way he says things, and you listen to him, he thinks things can be achievable, and he believes in this squad. And hopefully on the night we'll have 11 Rangers players in that blue jersey turning up and performing. And if they do that, it will hopefully be enough to get us through.
Yes, and Big Stevie's sorted his technical issues and he's back with us. Stevie, it's going to be exciting, eh?
Oh, of course it is, man. That's what it's all about. And under the lights at Ibrox, it'll be electric. Absolutely electric, man. We'll have it doing the bouncy. Don't worry. Listen, I've got every bit of confidence. No matter what way Big Phil's go to shuffle the pack. Me personally, I would have Matondo on the right, De Silva on the left, Big Deserts in the middle, and Thingy playing as a number 10. The Welsh boy playing as a number 10. And then bringing on Cantwell and Roof later on in the game. That's 2 good subs, 2 good guys to bring on at 70 minutes if he needs to change it or whatever. But I don't know what we should be fearing Benfica. We should have beaten them the last twice we played them. We should have beaten them the last twice we played them. Can we all agree on that?
Aye, spot. In fact, we should have beaten them. We should have beaten them the last 3 times we played them, mate. You know, we should have beaten them last week. We were 2-0 up at Ibrox and blew it a wee bit in the COVID season. And then we were away at their place. I think we were 3-1 up Southside and lost 2 goals, didn't we? Yeah.
Aye. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Nunes scored the last minute. It's away to Liverpool. For how many million did he go for?
Aye. And it was a mix-up between Tav and Golson.
Yep.
Yeah. If I remember right, I might be wrong.
That's why Ox, see during the presser when the guy says to Big Phil, I still think that Benfica's the favourites. Now, Big Phil was always going to say aye. But see, deep down, he'd be saying the same as us. What makes them the favourites? The last 3 games we've played them, we should have beat them. Just because they've got a bigger budget, because they've spent more money. Come on, the Rangers, get right into them, man. Right, they'll hire them, ragdoll them.
Somebody's what has gas.
Up for it.
Right. Yeah. Smurf, he's right. What he's saying is correct, but
Aye, I've got absolutely no qualms about it. I think we'll win. And in fact, we always do well against Portuguese opposition. I'm just hoping we get Sporting in the quarters. That's my main concern.
That would do lovely.
Aye.
I think we're going to play it. Look, it's no personnel locked, and it's not even just the fact that our squad's a wee bit depleted. What it is the guys that are on paper, the guys that are playing, you're like, man, they can go out and do them, but they're jaded. You know, it's the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. Are they going to sort of gas at that point? You know, that's the concern. But that's what you got a subs bench for. So you try and bring legs on at that point. But no, I'm full of confidence.
That's how I would be slightly different to Stevie Southside. I wouldn't start Matondo. I'd want to bring his pace on.
Aye, plus he's not had a lot of game time back either, and it's all going to come down to how long the players are going to last, and you don't want them breaking down. Plus, They've all got to be switched on and track back if they're no go possession. That's my only worry when you put players in that they don't track back and they don't go with the runners, because we will need that to happen out of possession. And most of the players that have been playing most weeks have been drilled into it, but we don't get this test as much when we play most games in this league. So it's a test tomorrow night, but I'm hoping that we'll be on the front foot more than we're on the back foot. But chances we'll no make loads of chances. I think if we can create 2 or 3 in the first half and take at least 1 or 2, I'd be happy with that, because we're not going to dominate this game and they're not going to dominate it against us either. No. It could go a wee bit end-to-end, Docs, at times. I'm a bit worried about that.
Basketball.
You expect it. Listen, they're a good team, right? They've got a bigger budget. They've got some good technical players, but so have we. So, listen, it's 50-50. Let's just get stuck right into them, man.
I don't know. It could be edgy. There could be a lot of chances. Chances at a premium. Who's taking the chances for us tomorrow night, mate?
Well, we're hoping that if he comes on and he makes that impact that we all assume he can make, and makes a difference. And Dessers needs to turn up. He's got to turn up. Silva was there last week. We just need to keep him fed. Get Dessers to finish properly. And hopefully we can see someone else out of what he's not already showed up and done. Stop trying to fancy. Put a ball in the back of your net, mate. That's what we pay you for. You're a striker. Finish, please. Just stop trying to do fancying overcooking balls and everything else that you're doing just to know. You're turning into an absolute nightmare. Sitting watching it and you're going, you can finish. You know how to finish. Come on. What you actually doing is at times. Just trying too much and putting the fancy flicks and try to do everything else that he shouldn't be doing. And
did you see Dessers? Dessers there?
Aye, Dessers, aye. And you're going at times, what are you doing? You could bat that ball in the back of your net and bother, and you're trying to run a keeper and all that stuff. Come on. Just do what you're paid to do and be a striker and be that guy. Do what you should be doing. And that's a frustrating part watching him. And you're going like that, really.
He could actually do with a goal, if we're honest, Smurf. Yeah, he could do with a goal.
I agree. Games in the last 2 years. Maybe away.
Aye. Listen, Smurf, we've got problems with your sound again, mate, yeah? All right. Cheers, brah. We need to get you a new phone for your Christmas. Easter, even. Yeah.
Dessers keeps missing. That's the problem. He keeps hitting the goalkeepers, and he never puts it in the back of the net. He needs to really start putting the back of the net. You know, it's like one touch, bang, back of the net. If he starts doing that, then he will become a lot better, and people will get off his back. But like you said, there's too many flicks round and stuff, and try to be fancy. It's literally take a touch, move it out from your feet, and take a shot, and put it in the back of the net. End of story.
Yeah, Southside, he showed us that he can do some things that. Well, if you go back to the Betis goal, we didn't know that he was Walker. He'd done a similar thing against Hibs the other night when it was different. He worked hard, got the ball back, done all the hard work, had the goal with the ball. Sometimes he just lets himself do with the simple things, and he scored some decent goals and been involved in some decent plays, and then there's a complete 180 film in there.
I had that goal at Easterwood the last time, if no the time before he scored a cracker. He just sort of side-footed into the corner of the net, and then other times he just gave him the ball up and it's like 3 touches and he's lost it. I think he'd stopped running offside. I think he's took a bit of time for Come to tell him what he wants off him, but he's nowhere near you can't rely on him really. You're never sure if he's going to finish it or no. 9 times out of 10, he had a wee runner for him there. He worked hard. I think the last 2 games, as I said, he worked hard, but that was it. He couldn't hold the ball up. He couldn't hold it in late after players. It was poor. But he chased everything and ran about, but that's no good enough. In Europe, you need him to hold the ball up, take a bit of pressure, and bring players into the game.
If I'm being honest, I said I think he's been poor the last 3 games.
Aye. I was just looking there. He's 15-2. He scored the first goal tomorrow. CD9, 7.5 to 1.
Well, you think you can maybe have better odds than that if you're being honest. I've obviously not watched them.
Well, listen, hopefully he batters right into them tomorrow and gets a goal in Europe. He had a wee record. He had a wee run when he was at PSV, but I think he scored 6 or 8 in the Europa League. So he's due something tomorrow. We're due a good performance off him. He needs to produce it because we can't be carrying passengers tomorrow night, mate.
Aye, he's an enigma, Steve here.
Aye, I thought he's cornered many a time on this show, you know, and he is, and South says quite right to criticise him. He's not been great the last few games. His hold-up play should be better. He's all running. Sometimes he's running about like headless chicken, but he's just not getting anywhere. And then when he does, one-on-ones is a problem with me. When he's got too much time to think, he's hopeless. At spur of the moment, he's brilliant. See that wee drag back and Betis and putting the ball through the keeper's legs? That's just absolutely fantastic. And then the one-on-ones he runs in the keeper and he doesn't know what he's doing. Listen, Johnson, you're going, what is he thinking about? Celtic Park, you're going, man, he's 15 yards ahead of the defender and he can't get a shot of me. He's just, we'll be scratching our heads. He's far, as I said, I thought we've seen the worst of him, I've got to say. And the big man, we've just got to get behind him. Tomorrow night, we've just got to get behind him, guys. He's far from the complete centre forward, and he's all we've got to do. We play him up front. Big man's trying his best, you know what I mean? But what can I say? I mean, he's just a big man. You're totally right.
Hero or villain, he'll be hero or villain, you know. And interesting. The defence tomorrow night is arguably our first choice defence for the Suter, Coulson, Tav, Young, Ridvan with Jack behind them. Are you comfortable with that?
Of course, definitely, because at the same time as well, I'm not a Goldson fan. I think there's loads of flaws and loads of good, but many of the flaws outweigh good. When you watch Goldson, at times you're going, oh my God. But I prefer Balogun, to be fair. I know in hindsight you're going, he does what he does well. Goldson, he'll put his head in there and he'll do the dirty work, but he's got too many mistakes. And when you're watching it and you're going like that, why? It's a Tav and Goldson show, you're going like that. Who's going to make the biggest mistake first? And who's trying to cover whose arse? Sorry for my swearing. But
we'll let that one slide. Carry on.
But you go like that, who's going to make the biggest mistake? And then they try to cover up by shouting at each other. You're going like that. One's as bad as the other. And it's just a nightmare to watch because they play far too high and they try to do what they do, and you're going like that. Last week and he scored that header. Oh no, here we go. You could see it coming, and I just hope it doesn't have an arm there, to be honest. But we really need... I prefer Balogun when we're playing any, and I think it should be around about the first team. And we look for him to be more there than Goldson, to be honest, and link up with Suter. I don't rate Davies. He shouldn't be anywhere near us, along with Barisic. They're all surplus to requirements in time for a new team, to be honest with you.
You might get rid of Bonner. Ben Davis might be harder. There's only one man that can take the Goldson thing. Southside.
Goldson, don't get me started on him. Listen, you can see he makes a difference, right, when he's not about as he organises and stuff. But for me, Ward, he's nowhere near a Rangers calibre of player that I want to see at Glasgow Rangers. I just don't think he's tough enough. He doesn't command in the air and all that. But listen, he's done a job while he's been there. As everybody says, he's never injured. He's always fit. But he's been a bit harem-scarum in the last couple of games. He's looked a bit unsure in himself. Sometimes you give him too much time in the ball and he dilly-dallies. That's when he normally makes a mess of it. And then looks to blame somebody else. But listen, he'll be needed. He'll be needed tomorrow night. But he's not really generally been a threat in there or in our box. But I'm hoping he goes out tomorrow night, cuts out to be flaws in his game that we've seen in the last few games, and just as a good solid performance, because we need that tomorrow night. And maybe we might get a wee goal for a corner or something. That would be good to see tomorrow night, you know.
Do you see what I see, but with Balogun?
I like Balogun. I would rather he was on the right-hand side if you were going to play Balogun, rather than on the left, because him and Suter, even Suter would probably look more comfortable or on the right, but Golson's the guy that never gets trapped and never gets rotated. And there's probably a reason for that.
His time's coming, hopefully.
Well, he's moving into the last 2 years of his contract, mate. It's not going to... Nobody lasts forever. Nobody lasts forever. You got a view on that, Robert?
Sometimes Golson can be a bit of a clown. And sometimes he can be really, really strong. Depends on who's he's up against. For instance, against Motherwell, that their striker, really put the fear into him because he just ran at him. And I don't think Golson likes people running at him, especially somebody the same size as him. That's how he ends up having a really, really bad game. During the week there, I don't know why he went for the header, especially when Butland was coming for it and he scored the OG. Like I said, he can either have a good game or he can have a bad game. Tomorrow night, he really needs to be switched on and not fear their attackers and clear the ball. You know, it's literally, if he has a good game, he's fine. If Tavernier and Golson gets too close together, that's the problem. They try and take up the same area of the pitch, and that's when they lose the ball and they lose all control. And the attacking team gets through them. They need to stay apart, because I've seen it a couple of times where they've tried to be in the same area of the pitch, and they end up falling over each other.
All right. Right, okay, but listen, I think Connor Golson's a certainty to start tomorrow night, Stevie.
Oh, he's going to start, aye.
Aye. I think he will start.
But like I said, he just needs to be switched on tomorrow night.
Aye, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But Stevie, Connor Golson, when he plays well and he concentrates his on it, which he has done in big games in Europe in the past, he can be outstanding. But he can make a racket, that's fair. But tomorrow night, we just hope he galvanises the defence and makes it difficult for them. Hopefully, keep a clean sheet. If we keep a clean sheet, I think we'll score a goal, Stevie.
Aye. And Connor Golson, for me, his experience in Europe is going to be vital tomorrow. We're going to need him big time, and we're going to need every one of your boys to be on their game. We can't have... He must be one of the unluckiest defenders I know, because see, when he makes a mistake, he loses a goal at it. All the time. When he makes mistakes in Europe, it's a goal that costs us. He's just so unlucky at times. But listen, make no bones about it. When he's not on the team, Southside touched on it. He's an organiser. His experience is going to be vital tomorrow. And he has got that... Tell me the defender has they get mistaken on him. But listen, some more than others. But tomorrow, come on, let's be positive, Bears. Let's say our defence is going to have a great game. And listen, I can't remember. Did they have a lot of chances against us away when we're in Benfica? I don't think
I think in the first half, there was times if you watch back the second half, I think Southside might have watched it back also. They'd run out of ideas. They had stopped worrying Big Jack. Big Jack wasn't too hard in the second half. But you're spot on there, Stevie. Southside.
There was one, he had a save, I think, with his legs, one of them, Stevie. I think he had dived across his goal, get one, and then he had the one where it sort of took a block, and I thought the boy was just about to put it in the net for about a yard, and I remember it sort of bounced up and he caught it. But apart from that, listen, they had bits of sort of balls into your box and stuff, but we coped well with it. Listen, when we went up that end, we looked like we could score, and we did. You know, and we just didn't get enough, probably more chances because we gave a bit more possession up at times. But listen, we got a good result earlier. There's nothing to fear tomorrow night. There is nothing to fear at all. We just have to go out and hope that we get 11 Rangers players in that blue jersey turn up and play. And if that happens and we can go and no concede a goal tomorrow night, we're winning 1000%. We don't concede tomorrow night, we win. But unfortunate for us, we do concede goals in Europe. So hopefully tomorrow, Connor Golson, Suter, Ridvan, Butland and Tav will do a job along with the rest of them, and we'll be in the next round, and that's all we need to worry about. Then we just go and take care of Dundee. That's what it's like, innit? It's like, innit? Out of one big tournament, and then we go back to the bread and butter. I go to Dundee, make their town famous for a day.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
The castle. We're going to the castle.
I might do that there, aye.
Aye, used to bouncing in the castle.
I'll never forget that. I said on that bus, my mate's got a castle, and they all looked at me as if I was a lunatic. And lo and behold, we got a taxi to the castle, and the drawbridge came down, and the bell.
I'm not one for Sunday, but I heard on Sunday they all looked at like you were on a chicken off.
The only thing about Sunday I regret is I can't believe it, my tap off. You know what I mean? I've not exactly got a six pack.
To be fair, there's a few people in that bus regretting that south side.
I certainly was, especially the driver. He could hardly see you at the window.
There's a few people not being able to perform because it's in their mind.
Right. Positive.
Where are we? We move on. We digress. Sometimes we digress, Wardy. Sorry.
That's all right. Carry on. I'm just laughing away in the background.
Aye, don't worry. Right. Big game tomorrow night. It's big for the club. There's revenue. There's prestige. There's obviously coefficients for the country, mate. It's a big game, isn't it?
It's a big game, right? So, more so, right? And this is the worrying part. We've got Philip Clement, right, and he's doing a fantastic job. But where it comes more attention from elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They'll start swimming about. Looking at a guy, how much an impact he's had since he came here. He got a tune out of what Beale couldn't he? When he hardly any money. Couple of loans in, and he's got his players playing in the stage that they're playing at. And stuff like that, and you're going like that. That can only draw attention from elsewhere. The jealous folk. People want that. They want him. They can see what he's doing. And you're going like that. We need to get this guy nailed down. If we see what he is, we need to believe in him, and we need to tie him in a big contract and put it out there. Like, no, he's going nowhere. I believe in him, and I believe in the football he's doing and what we're seeing. So the board need to back the guy and show him good faith and say to him, here we go. We'd like you offered you this. Put it out there as a big marker to everybody. Do not come anywhere near him. Don't touch him. He's yours. He's staying here. Because I think he's got potential to take his right here.
Yeah, I agree with the guy. Yeah.
I think there's a mutual loving at the moment, and long may it continue. Stevie.
Aye. Listen, I'm going to give him the biggest accolade ever. Southside will back me up here. See, when we sing Phil Clement's Blue and White Army, the only other manager we sang that for was Walter. And believe me,
exactly. And I think he's up there.
And that just tells you the high regards that the Rangers support have got for Phil Clement. Listen, people's going to come chatting. They're going to come for our goalie. They're going to come for our manager. It's one of the ones, if they come in with stupid money, I'm afraid it's tea, curtains, cheerio. We're not going to lose opportunities again, I don't think. But of course...
We've already done that. We didn't sell Morelos at the right time.
No, we didn't. Kent,
that cost us an absolute fortune.
The two of them. And
the gamble button wasn't battered that day when that came in.
All right, well, just wait. We'll bring you in, mate. Let Stevie finish, then we'll bring you in, mate. On you go, Stevie.
All right, sorry, pal.
Not anymore, mate. Carry on.
Take this from the panel, Ox. Take this from the panel. If somebody comes in for Jack Butland in the summer and offers us between 25 and 30 million pounds, is he gone? I'm saying yes.
I think it would have to have a 3 in it because it's mental down there. But I get your point, Wardy.
I would agree, 30 plus.
You know, aye, Robert.
Well,
I would say 30. I would say 30 plus because, but the thing is, he would probably say no. I want to stay here because he can win the cups because he's been down in England and he's not won anything with the teams he's been down there with, unless he's one of the top 4. And he's going to be number 1 goalkeeper. But it needs to be 30 plus.
That sounds like a decent nightclub, 30 plus Southside, doesn't it?
Aye.
Is that one up?
But listen, listen. If he gets back in the England fold, which by all accounts it looks like he's going to, and if he does get to the Euros, whether he plays or no, he's back in the England fold. He's getting the big games at us. He gets the big European nights. He's getting success. He's won a trophy already this year. He's getting watched live on the telly because your games are always there. So if he gets back in the England fold, there's no reason why he'll have to move anywhere. I'm sure he loves it up here. He's playing week in, week out. So there's no reason for him to move. He knows he's at a massive club.
Depends if he wants to stay settled and stuff. You know, if he's happy winning all the cups. If it's not to do with money, if it's to do with money, he'll go for like 30. And we'll get 30 for him. But if he's like, no, I want to stay here because I want to win cups. I want to be the top goalkeeper. I want to be as good as Gorham and McGregor with it, become a Rangers legend. He'll stay there. It's all down to what he wants as well, you know.
Aye, I get it, mate. Brilliant message, Mr. Fox. Where is that club? You can't on that man down, can you?
You're looking for another breakfast in bed.
Aye, we're looking for double rashers. Right, okay, right. Yes, mate.
That's the climate we're in. No matter who comes calling, if the money's right, they're off. And that's including our man.
Did you say that? But every team within reason, mate?
Yes.
Yeah. You know.
Especially us, the money we've lost in players of lately.
And also, we don't have the revenue, the TV deals, you know, and obviously you're dealing with just down the road when the money's mental, mate. You know. But aye, all right. What's your thoughts and your predictions for tomorrow night, Wardy?
It's 2 each now, tied. I would hopefully we score 1, 2. I say 2 to us at home, and we take it off them and send Benfica packing.
All right, mate. All right. I hope you enjoyed it, mate. It was great to hear from you.
I know, it was brilliant, guys. Thanks very much. Make me feel welcome.
What
First time
do
calling
you
and
tell
stuff
people
like
out there? Is it difficult? It's easy, isn't it, once you start?
No, it's even easier. You guys are nice and relaxed, so I phone in everybody and have your say. It's been a great wee night, so thanks very much.
And don't be a stranger, mate. We'll speak to you soon, all right?
No bother. You take care, guys.
Cheers, Robert boy.
Take care. Bye bye.
I hope you enjoyed it as well, mate.
Thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon.
All right,
I'll
mate.
see you on the other side of this tomorrow night.
All right. Cheers, mate. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Speak to you soon, mate.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Okay. Good to have you first-time callers on Southside.
Aye, it was good to hear Wardy on. And was it Robert? Robert, sorry, my throat there. Aye, part of the YouTube mob, and I know they listen all the time, and they have their own wee convos on there, so it was good that you phoned in tonight, mate, and joined in the Wednesday night discussion.
Yeah.
Dream team discussion.
Right, last word for your good self, Big Stevie.
Thanks for having us, Ox. Brilliant. I love a Dream Team Wednesday because I'm with my wingman and we talk about the team that we love. And I mean, he knows I'm passionate. I know he's passionate, and we know you're passionate and all. But we go to the games, and that's all we do is debate, talk, fight, and argue. You know, and sometimes it's a good laugh, and sometimes we're greeting. But most of these days, as Big Phil came in, we're on a high, and let's hope it remains tomorrow. So thanks on behalf of the Dream Team to all the listeners for listening in. And thanks to my wingman and Ox and the technical boys. Brilliant. Pleasure.
Yeah. Somebody said he was busier than us two today, Stevie, so we have to phone him at the same time we had our conference call tomorrow, okay?
Not a problem.
Okay. All right. Southside.
I'll not switch my phone off then, won't I? Put it on silent. I guess that's what that means. No, thoroughly enjoyed the night. Good to be on with a big game as normal on the Wednesday night. Talking about the famous Glasgow Rangers, a team that we all love. It was good to get a couple of new callers on the night as well, and hear by their point of view and hear the passion for them. So, looking forward to tomorrow night. One team, one crown, fear no foe, mate. Everton's going to come out tomorrow night. I'm sure the stands will be bouncing, and I'm sure Rangers will get that victory tomorrow night for us, and then we can sit down on the Friday and see who we get, and then get to Dundee on Sunday and batter them, and then we can have a rest, and then get back and stick the pedal to the metal, mate. So thanks for having us on. Biggie and I'll need to meet you tomorrow, or you'll not be going anywhere tomorrow. You'll need to meet me or you're not getting in. So I'll see you tomorrow about 4 o'clock.
Yes. Tell
Right.
them I'll meet you with a place of many secrets.
I'll meet you there. All right.
Right, okay.
Right, listen, you two, thanks very much for doing the show. Thanks to Smurf for joining us, but more importantly, thanks to Wardy and another new Robert has joined us. Great to have first-time callers on. Thanks to everybody for listening. Ranger, thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. It's been great wee show tonight, good laugh and some great points. But we'll be back tomorrow night. We won't have a pre-match show, but we'll be back after the game, after the final whistle. Remember, it can go to extra time, potentially even penalties. But we'll be back 15 minutes after the game's done, talking about all things Rangers. So we're planning just to have a normal show between 8 and 10 if things go as normal. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Come on, Rangers. Take it away. Old School Blue.